Welcome to Calgary Conversations, a podcast of the City of Calgary where we aim to have frank conversations with city leaders about the issues and topics impacting Calgarians.
Please stand behind the yellow line.
My name is Jose Rodriguez. I am the leader of Media Relations and Employee Communications at the city, and I'm happy to be your host. Welcome back to Calgary Conversations. Thanks for being with us. And as happens every year in Calgary, when summertime comes, Stampede comes, a lot of visitors come. This year, we're actually getting a head start on that with a couple of major events, which are G7, Rotary International Convention. And to talk about that, we have the President and CEO of Tourism Calgary, Alicia Reynolds, and we have the Corporate Director of G7, for the City of Calgary, Mr. Troy McLeod. So welcome to you both.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Now, that's a lot of people coming ahead of Stampede. The Rotary, if I'm not mistaken, is like people from 120 different countries. When it comes to G7, it is basically the biggest spotlight on the planet that we're going to see. What are these folks going to do when they're in Calgary? Maybe I'll start with you, Troy.
Oh, sure. Well, we are honored to be able to be the landing city for the G7 out in Kananaskis, June 15th to the 17th. 7 countries rotate as far as hosting, so Canada's turn is this year, and we're excited to see it out in Kananaskis. But in Calgary, you'll see delegates arrive, and then they'll head out to Kananaskis. In addition to that, there's outreach nations that are coming as part of the summit, and so Ukraine's already been invited by Prime Minister Carney. A number of other outreach nations will also be invited, and the announcements will be coming out in the next couple of weeks. Part of the summit is having meetings, but also just connecting and experiencing our culture and our values here in Calgary and the Kananaskis region. As well, in this summit, we'll also have the media center out in Banff, and so that'll be a good location to experience Banff and all it has to offer. So we're really excited about the opportunity.
Alicia, what are you seeing these folks doing when they're here?
We're so excited to host this marquee event in Calgary. And I was saying earlier, this is a chance to do a back handspring right from G7 into the Rotary International Convention. Calgary will absolutely be in the spotlight that it deserves locally, nationally, and internationally, welcoming, as you said, 120 plus countries, delegates from so many different places around the world. We know as people who live in Calgary that there's so much to see and do. We're an arts and culture destination. We're a sports and major events destination. We're nature enthusiasts. We have the longest pathway of trails in North America here in Calgary. We're so fortunate to have a city that is buzzing all year round. And now we have the opportunity to be on the global stage, showcasing all there is to see and do in Calgary through the eyes of these people who are in our city for the month of June.
What does it mean to host 2 such prestigious events for Calgary's reputation internationally? And maybe I'll start with you, Alicia.
Sure. So Tourism Calgary is in an interesting spot when it comes to meetings and conventions. One of our mandates is to be the driver for meetings and conventions to come into the city of Calgary. We're fortunate, and I'll give a shout out to the city of Calgary and to the forethought that has been dedicated to building these incredible world-class facilities over time. Calgary has always been a destination since the 1988 Calgary Winter Olympics as a destination that's excellent at hosting the world. And you need infrastructure, you need assets to be able to do that. We've been rated the friendliest city in the world a couple of years ago in 2023, and we're nominated again this year in 2025. So make sure that you vote for Calgary as the friendliest city in the world.
Plug there.
Little plug there, yeah. So we are really, really good at hosting major events. And with the now expanded opportunity in Calgary being home to the second largest convention facility in the country with the BMO Centre, Calgary deserves to be Canada's leading convention destination. We have the Calgary TELUS Convention Centre. As I mentioned, we now have the second largest convention facility in the country with the expanded BMO Centre. These events are an opportunity to highlight and showcase Calgary. It's the first date to economic development, that people come here and see a life, see an opportunity. They build their visions and their dreams, and they see the vibrancy of Calgary and they choose to come back. So being on the global stage for these massive meetings and conventions is fantastic. It's an opportunity for Blue Sky City to shine.
Troy?
Well, hosting the G7 for the city of Calgary is an honor for a city like ours and our region to see the nation come here and discuss important issues that affect the entire globe. We have been doing a lot of preparations in getting ready to receive these delegates, but also just promote the economic advantage and all the opportunity there is here in Calgary to just live here, work here, do business here on a global scale. And so I think we'll be able to see a lot of that, but also just welcoming these leaders to our country, a country of collaboration. So we're looking forward to seeing that happen as well as part of the event.
I can only imagine the amount of preparation that goes into hosting something like G7. What will Calgarians notice in the way, road closures or things they can't see or things they can see? What will they notice?
Well, certainly one of the things you'll notice is increased activity in the downtown, which is always a good thing. Our downtown is such a great place to be and a lot of great activities to do in the downtown core. You'll see some increased activity. You'll see something that you don't often see in Calgary, and that's a motorcade. So there'll be motorcades with delegates going to the Kananaskis region, but also into our downtown and areas in the city. And so you'll notice that. There is a closure that is planned as well as part of the event, and that's Airport Trail, but full access to the airport is available. Just need to plan ahead, but the tunnel itself will be closed from June 15th to the 18th.
And Alicia, I can't imagine the world's leaders traveling light, or Rotarians for that matter. What do we know in the way of how many folks we can expect and what economic impact that might have?
Well, I was inspired by what you said around the amount of preparation it takes to bring a G7 to life, and I loved getting some of that insight. It's similar on the meetings and convention side, maybe not with motorcades coming down the way.
Air Force One flying.
Not quite. Hey, we're all for streamers in the sky. We're here to show people a good time in Calgary. I reflect back on the history of Tourism Calgary partnering with the community to bring this event to Calgary. This is 8 years, almost 10 years in the making. Our team does so much work and the whole community comes together really deeply years and years in advance to envision what these events can look like. So it's incredible the runway and the amount of effort it takes for the community to come together. And then you have them here. And so we have this opportunity. We hope they don't travel light. We hope they come here with big plans to do tons. The official dates for the Rotary International Convention in Calgary are June 21st to 25th. There are activations planned all throughout the city for those 5 days. We also know that many of these travelers, 15,500 paid delegates at this point, are planning to come here before and they're going to leave after. They're going to stay a while. We hope they explore everything that the Calgary region has to offer, that they expand their itinerary out to the rest of Alberta. And we know many of them are traveling from faraway places, Nigeria, Taiwan, the Philippines. And so this is a bucket list trip. It's a bucket list opportunity for them to have the primary purpose of their visit be this amazing convention in Calgary, and for us to be a hub and a point of connection for them to experience lots that Canada has to offer.
Nice. And do we have an idea on the economic impact it might have?
We do. This is a big one. The estimated economic impact of this convention is $81 million. So there's more than 45 hotels that have been contracted to host folks who are staying in hotels. As I said, more than 15,500 paid delegates. This is about showcasing everything that Calgary has to offer. So yes, the primary activation is going to be at the BMO Convention Center. You're going to see pageantry and wayfinding all throughout the community. I was just in a meeting with Mark Garner with the Calgary Downtown Association. They are planting blue and gold flowers throughout the city. So
Very welcoming.
Yes, and every Rotary member is going to see Tourism Calgary and the whole Calgary community roll out the blue carpet to showcase every part of our city and what makes us special. So really looking forward to seeing our city in this light.
So Troy, I'm going to date myself here, but the last time we hosted G7, I was a humble reporter, and I remember we had to go to the zoo where we would board a bus to a secret location for this VIP event, right? And at this VIP event, which ended up being in Stampede Grounds, at the doors there were protests, and those were sort of the places where the protests happened. Can you tell us what is the plan around protests for this event, and where will those take place, and who's lead agency?
Well, I'll start off with the lead agency. It's Integrated Safety and Security Group, and that's the RCMP with a number of other agencies, police agencies from Edmonton, Vancouver, Winnipeg, Calgary Police, as well as a number of other agencies to support the safety and security of the event. And it's all led by the Summit Management Office from the Prime Minister's office. So it's an all government agency approach in coordinating that effort. But back from 2002, the Media Center was here in Calgary. Different this time, though. The Media Center is out in Banff. But there are designated demonstration zones. City of Calgary supports the ability to protest peacefully and lawfully. And so there'll be 3 zones in Calgary, 2 in the downtown, 1 at the Municipal Plaza, a second at Enoch Park, and a 3rd location out near the airport, just off 15th Street and McKnight Boulevard. And then out in Banff, there'll be a designated demonstration zone as well. And so you'll see that opportunity, and it'll be live streamed so that delegates that are here will see those zones, and those that want to protest and get their message out will be able to be seen by all the delegates that are participating as part of the summit.
So Troy, you mentioned the Media Center. We're expecting 1,400 journalists, and that kind of screams opportunity to really tell a Calgary story. What would you like the Calgary story that's being told out there to be?
Well, I think first off, we're one of the friendliest cities, definitely, and voted in such a way. But when you experience coming to Calgary, you experience something like you've always been home. And that's what I love about Calgary, you know.
It's a great slogan. I think
we might borrow that.
I think your talents are being wasted here. That was a great slogan.
Yeah, thanks. Well, it is exactly that. And so we're just so happy to be able to showcase the event here. Many events happening this summer in Calgary. So it's just an exciting time for us. 1,400 journalists. There'll be some staying here in Calgary, some out in the Banff region as well. And just looking forward to that. There's over 2,000 delegates as part of the summit. And some will be staying in Calgary as well. So we're looking forward to hosting and being part of that experience. Experiencing Calgary is also experiencing Western hospitality. And so it's just a great way to see something that you may not have seen before and just enjoy our city and then enjoy the Kananaskis country. There'll be areas that are open, and then as well as Banff, there's a lot of areas open there too.
What are the do's and don'ts around G7?
Well, the G7 has some restricted areas. So the Kananaskis region will be shut down on Highway 40 from June 10th to the 18th. And so that's being set up for the delegates that are coming as part of the G7 summit, as well as outreach nations that will have some meetings as well as part of the summit. So that area, there'll be no access, but everything else is open. City of Calgary is wide open, so you can enjoy your summer here like any other summer. It'll just be a little busier, and there'll be a lot more activity happening with this event and a bunch of other events that are happening this summer.
Troy, what will be some of the representation from those nations that Calgarians might notice in Calgary?
Well, the G7 is a large undertaking, and it's coordinated by the Government of Canada, and there will be 7 nations arriving here in Calgary, as well as a number of outreach nations that are also going to be invited by the Prime Minister. And so the G7 nations and the European Union will be out in Kananaskis, and the nations that are invited could be here in Calgary, could be out in Kananaskis. So there is a potential to be able to see a leader from another nation that's invited to the G7. So if you happen to see someone, that would be an exciting time to be able to see a nation come out and be walking around our downtown just like you and I do. So again, just welcoming the world to Calgary because it's a great place to visit.
What are some very Calgary things that delegates from both of those big events might experience?
Mm-hmm. Well, you've hit so many great aspects and the brand essence of Blue Sky City, which is that everyone is welcome when they come to Calgary. And we want them to have that feeling from the moment they arrive that, I like that, they've always been home. That they really are welcome here and they're encouraged to be the full versions of themselves. So whether it's G7, whether it's Rotary, whether it's the 17 meetings and conventions we've hosted in the last 2 weeks in Calgary, there's a constant stream of people traveling to Calgary, people visiting Calgary for multiple reasons. We want them all to have that experience of limitless possibility. And so we want them to build an itinerary that they love. We have a 2025 experience guide that we've developed. We've updated in our Blue Sky City colors. We're sharing that with all of the delegates who are coming. We have a customized Tourism Calgary Explore More Pass that offers discounts to really great attractions, events, experiences, things to do all throughout the city. So there are a lot of ways to customize itineraries, from Indigenous art walks to exhibits at Heritage Park, Telespark Science Center, the zoo. The list goes on and on. We want to provide people with ample opportunity for them to design an itinerary that they love. So our job at Tourism Calgary is to share all of the things that there are to see and do, and for people to create a Calgary experience that feels authentic and genuine and exciting and memorable to them.
Maybe stick around a little longer, catch a little bit of Stampede. Right?
Absolutely. Yeah. Why not? Do G7, then do Rotary International Convention, then do Stampede. Then take a breath.
I think you need a month. You need a month off just to recover, right?
Sounds fun to me.
Yeah, it sounds amazing to me. Yeah, we have so many new venues, and we have so many new venues in the making, right? So once Olympic Plaza is up to speed, once we have Scotia Place in place, what does that mean to you as that sales pitch to the planet to come here and have their events?
It speaks again to limitless possibility. That Calgary has had a reputation for a long time as a warm, welcoming, rooted in Western hospitality city that shines. And we love that. When you sell Calgary on a global stage like we do at Tourism Calgary, we travel and showcase the world. And they know us for a couple of things. They know us sometimes for oil and gas, from the 1988 Winter Olympics, or for the Calgary Stampede. Those things are all absolutely the fabric of who we are in Calgary. We like to say we're all that and so much more. So the Blue Sky City message for me resonates really beautifully with the point in time that Calgary's at. We're at an inflection point where we're grateful for all of the history and all of the things that have made Calgary who we are today, while also looking broadly upwards to the future of Calgary. And you can't go anywhere in Calgary right now, or at least I can't, without feeling really inspired about the next 5 to 10 years. The vision from the city of Calgary, from all levels of government, all orders of government, have invested in our home and this place that we love so much, from the Arts Commons transformation, the Glenbow reimagination, the Olympic Plaza transformation, as you said, Scotia Place. You drive around Calgary and you're so inspired by what's coming out of the ground and what's possible. And more than the places that are being built, I think about the place making that's happening, the opportunities for job creation, for people to build a life here. We as an industry in the hospitality industry are the number one service industry in Alberta. We employ 84,000 Calgarians in this industry. And I look ahead to everything that's being built right now and think those places will create opportunities for people, for new Canadians, for new Calgarians, for people who want to build a life here. We are creating places that are going to build those lives and build those stories. So I'm really filled with optimism for everything to come for Calgary.
I'm digging both your passions here on the Calgary. I think things are looking good, right?
Well, I'm in good company.
Right.
We all love Calgary.
Is there anything I forgot to ask you? Is there anything else you'd like to say?
Well, I really like what Alicia said about the investment in Calgary. Our federal government and our provincial government has invested in our city, and we're really seeing the benefits of that. So that's a really good point that you make, and it's just a great place to see and visit. So we're looking forward to this summer. It'll be exceptional for the city, and it'll be a great time to be in Calgary.
Can you guarantee any weather?
That's a good question. Yeah.
I do. I have a Rotary magic wand that we've been waving every day to get the good weather vibes coming our way in Calgary. We're Blue Sky City, 333 days a year. We're going to get some sunshine. Right. So that, I would say if there's one thing I could add, it would be, this is an opportunity, these major events, to showcase Calgary in blueprint form. That we are a city that shows up, we rally together, we have a very strong volunteer base, a really strong community base. We're an excellent destination to host major events because we care. We have the infrastructure, we have the investment from our government partners, we have a community that wakes up and shakes up and is excited to showcase our community to the world. And the more we show that these things are a success, the more we'll have the world look at us to do it all again. So there are lots of opportunities for Calgary to continue to advance in sport infrastructure. You look at facilities like the Olympic Oval, the Calgary Olympic Oval. That was built with a vision for an event, and we've used it so well. There are people like Katrina LeMay Doan who have moved to Calgary and envisioned a life and ended up becoming this incredible success story out of Calgary. The more we build things, do a great job using them, leaning in as a community, the more that success story propels future investment. So I would say to Calgarians, wake up, get ready to have a great time with these events, embrace it, and find ways to get involved.
And just be the nice people that you are, right?
Yes. Can we be the friendliest city in the world? Yes.
Well, I think we are.
Again.
We are.
We are.
I want to thank you both for taking the time.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you for joining us today. As always, we value your feedback, so please reach out to us at calgaryconversations@calgary.ca and tell us what topics you'd like covered and questions you'd like answered. Until next time, be kind to yourselves, be kind to each other, and if you see someone without a smile today, give them yours. Take care.